Chris is here. Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Better?
Yeah, It's just
So this was our old one?
our old one. Okay. I still have it.
I'm going to skip a couple things probably.
Okay, just tell me. Whatever.
Is he okay?
Yeah, as long as we tell him. Yeah, we're good.
So I'm just going to play whatever.
Okay.
Probably skip.
Towards Aurora. Okay.
You doing the first two and last two?
Yeah, first two, last two. These more. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Warner's Cottage.
The rest of this is straight.
Okay. I'm doing the shorter version of. Hello. Hi, Phil. Good to see you.
You're doing all right.
And if you find such a thing,
Not tonight. We just moved the piano, and other than that, oh, I do know. Help me remember. We need to tell somebody. The light is out. The Ner Tamid is out. Either way. Somebody pointed it out. Yeah. Worry about it later, but.
I'll give you hand gestures. Yeah. Yeah, I'll start with that Nigun, and then the other version of, I'm doing the shorter version of Micha Mocha. Yeah, the Micha Mocha, the other version. I'm doing the one that he did. Like, Micha Mocha, Nehedar B'Kodesh.
Oh, okay. That's good to know because she knows the other one.
Oh, do you want me to do the old one?
No.
We can do that. Was my question. What are the kids learning? Okay, we don't. Either one. Okay. I just thought in the respect of time, because this is a lot shorter. You know,
I know we've been doing it. I think it's nice.
something different. Yeah. This is basically what you gave me. I'm like every week I'll variate just to help keep varying. Sing it if he doesn't. Although it's very catchy because I know Cantor used to use it as Nigun too, like in the beginning. So either I said they may know it. And I'm
you know, I wonder about how much
oh.
your mind tells you that you should not be feeling well.
Let me see if I can find it.
Sure, we can hold. Because people are still coming in. We're good. Hello, no time no see.
Haven't seen you in a while. I have a couple of books about ride back. They'll have your car. It's too cold to walk. So
Yes. Yeah, let's go over it while we have it. Yeah, ready to go.
Put the candles and show them lit, and then we'll go down and we can do humans
Okay. Shamra, you want to do that?
Oh,
You can do it. Okay. I'll
we'll
just
just
sit.
let him know that.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, we can be up here with them, but
Yeah,
just
yeah,
let
yeah.
him know to probably not play. We'll do it without the candle.
Okay.
Without traditionally. Good? Ready? So hang here for a minute because we're going to do a nigun. Yep.
Or no, yeah, no. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. No. It's gonna be like this. Like no.
Make sure, find
So when I say don't play, I'll be like,
before he leaves.
that'll be my sign.
Sit there for a second. All right.
Kids are off.
So Shabbat Shalom. We are going to get going this evening. Do you have a nigun or you want to just go?
Yeah, we
You
can.
do? As we begin getting into the mood for this celebratory Shabbat, I love it. They're like all socializing. It's great. Shh. If anybody wants to eat dinner tonight, they have to be quiet now, I guess, is the rule, right?
That's right. Food.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to San Antonio. If you didn't start out here in your house today and you were traveling or yesterday and you're here to celebrate with Shane and his family, it is a wonderful Shabbat Thanks for bringing the cold with you. Those of you who came from the Northeast, much appreciated. We appreciate that, guys. Thanks so much. It will warm up a little bit, and by Sunday it'll be lovely. Sorry. But in any case, we can bundle up. We're going to keep the spirit warm and engaging here. We can't do much about the cool weather outside, but we can enjoy here in our Shabbat space together. So we have Orit and Anthony and Michael leading us forward in our Kabbalat Shabbat. You'll find it no page actually as
we're gonna just do a nigun.
We're gonna do a little nigun, a little melody without words, and we begin as Orit leads us.
Lai la 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 la.
Shalom Aleichem, our hymn that gets us going this evening with the ministering angels welcoming in Shabbat to our midst. Bottom of page 5. Shane, if you'll come on up, help with Orit as we join together the bottom of 5.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei
Turn back to page 4. There you'll find our blessing for the candles, Hadlakat Neirot, as we rise. We've had the candles kindled prior to the sun going down. We now say the blessing together, the bracha together, bottom of 4.
La
Shabbat Shalom. You are welcome to be seated. Shane's going to take a seat with his family. It's a chance to be with them this evening. We're going to be busy with him the rest of the service later on, and certainly tomorrow morning he will be guiding us through all of our tefillah. So we'll give him the opportunity to spend some moments with his family. You'll turn to page 11. There you will find L'chuna Ranana, the beginning of our Kabbalat Shabbat service as Orit leads us. There you'll find the end of Psalm 99 by the little arrow, the words Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, exalt Adonai. We have the idea of lifting ourselves up, raising ourselves, looking up to God, God's holy mountain. Certainly it's a wonderful image as we raise our spirits, as we raise the Kedusha for Shabbat, the holiness of this special day. Page 20.
רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו.
Page 21, there you'll find the 29th Psalm, We Rise as We Join Together.
מזמור לדוד, הבו לאדוני בני אלים, הבו לאדוני כבוד ועוז. הבו לאדוני כבוד שמו, השתחוו לאדוני בהדרת קודש. בואו לאדוני על המים, אל הכבוד עירי.
are welcome to be seated. Page 23, you'll find Lecha Dodi, our hymn that welcomes in Shabbat as this bride or queen walking into our midst. Page 23, we'll do the first two lines, and then first two verses, and then we'll flip over to 25 for the last two verses. When we get to that last verse, we'll do as the mystics do and have done for generations in Tzfat, as they would go out to the community, go outside, welcome in Shabbat. We will do that as we turn and face the door to welcome in the Sabbath bride or queen. So I'll let you know when we get there to do that, but page 23, you'll find the formal beginning of the Chadodi. Rise and face the door. 25. Welcome to be seated. Page 27, you'll find the Psalm for Shabbat as we join together.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסופי עלינה, עלי היגיון בכינון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רנן. מה גלו מעשיך אדוני, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Page 28, by the little red triangle, you'll find Tzaddik HaTamar, the righteous flourish like a date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. The strength that we get from this psalm is beautiful. Page 28.
צדיק כתמר יפרח, כארץ בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובון בשיבה, דשנים ועננים יהיו להגיד, כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולת עמו.
On page 30, you'll find Kaddish Tom, the Mourner's Kaddish. All those reciting Mourner's Kaddish, you are welcome to rise and join with me. Page 30. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Bialma divrach irute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam v'lomei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You are welcome to be seated. So as a rabbi and an educator, one of the ways I like to engage students is by asking questions. Shane knows this well, right? Because when we studied together, I asked you a lot of questions of you as we were reading through the text. And when we study on Sunday mornings in the 8th grade class, I usually say, all right, guys, what do you think? What is it saying? What's the text teaching us? What does this midrash have to tell us? I think asking questions is not just about eliciting answers, of course, though. It's to promote critical thinking. Right? To get us thinking about things. And each year, one of my colleagues asks his 8th grade students and their parents, they have a student-parent class, to compile a list of questions that may or may not have answers. It's a fun exercise designed to convey the message, of course, that questions are more important than the answers themselves, and that the most insightful answer one can give is really one that leads to a new question. Anyone who has been in rabbinical school? Where are we? There you go. You know this well, don't you, Rebecca? You know this very well, right? This is kind of the method we learn when we're in school, certainly rabbinical school. So let me give you an example of the questions that my colleagues' students list the list that they made, just a few samples, right? So here's a good one. Why are there interstate highways in Hawaii? Think about it. Okay, how about this one? If a store is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, why are there locks on the doors? It's a good question. If you're in a vehicle going the speed of light, what happens when you turn on the headlights? It's a good science question, don't you think? All right, this is my favorite one. Why is it that when you transport something by car, what's it called? It's a shipment, right? Your shipment is, you get the Amazon. Don't you get that Amazon thing all the time? I just got one of those, right? Your shipment is coming. It's on its way. It will be left on your doorstep by Saturday at whatever time, right? Great. Okay, it's going to show up. So when you transport something by car or truck, it's called a shipment. But when you transport something by ship, what's it called? Cargo. Come on, that's a good one. These came up by teenagers. There's no question that asking questions is an important part of our way of Jewish learning. And Isidore Rabi was a Nobel Prize winner in physics in 1944. And a friend once asked him, why did you become a scientist rather than a doctor or a lawyer or a businessman like so many other immigrant children in your neighborhood? And Rabi responded, my mother made me a scientist, though she didn't realize that's what she was doing. Every other Jewish mother in Brooklyn would ask her child after school, so, Nu, did you learn anything today? But not my mother. Whenever I got home from school, she would ask, Izzy, did you ask any good questions today? That difference, learning to ask good questions, made me a scientist. In the Torah reading of Bo, which we study this Shabbat, Moses warns Pharaoh and the Egyptians that the 10th plague is about to come, and then he returns to his home to await the outcome. We're going to talk about this section of text a little bit more tomorrow. But if we look at it, we would expect the narrative to continue with God carrying out the 10th plague and the description of how the Israelites fled Egypt. But the narrative is suddenly interrupted as Moses gives instructions for observing Passover to the Israelites that are preparing to be free. And only after the instructions of the Passover are given in detail does the story resume with the account of the 10th and the final plague.
Many commentators throughout the centuries have expressed surprise at this order of events. It would seem far more logical, think about it, to continue the story which describes how the Israelites left Egypt, and then once they were free in the wilderness, for Moses to say, hey guys, this is how we're going to commemorate this occasion with the observance of this holiday of Passover. That makes sense. Kind of the flow, that's what it should be. And one may argue, of course, if you look at the text, that the people needed to know about how to find the lamb and put the blood on the doorpost so they'd be prepared for that 10th plague. You could argue that if you want to do a shot, if you want to do a literal part of the text. But if we look at the instructions carefully, we're given instructions that are clearly focused on the future observance of Passover, not the immediate moment before the Exodus. It comes to tell us, well, when you celebrate, right, this is what you're going to do. Certainly it's future looking. So why did Moses give these instructions before rather than after the 10th plague? Well, perhaps it is as my teacher, Rabbi Rick Sherwin, suggests. Moses had an important point to make, a point that could only be made while they were still slaves in Egypt. For Moses tells the people in Shemot, in chapter 12, verse 26, "V'haya ki yomru aleichem v'neichem, ma ha'avodah hazot lachem? Ve'amartem, when in generations to come your children ask you, what do you mean by this ritual? You shall answer." And Moses goes on to explain. We could simply see this instruction of Moses as an indication of a parent's responsibility to answer the questions of a child. Your kid's going to ask you this, future, be prepared to answer it for them. But as my colleague points out, Moses seems to have had a reason to make this statement before the people were granted freedom. He did it specifically now, not later on. Why now? It was Moses' task to help the Israelites understand what it would mean to be free. You all are about to be free people. Here's what you need to know. Slaves do not ask questions. For questioning, what is that? That's a mark of a free person. Someone who's free can ask questions. Moses tells the Israelites that in the future, one that might seem a little far out of reach right now, your children are going to understand. They're going to taste freedom, and they're going to understand. And they will use the gift of asking questions. Don't push them aside. Don't push those questions of your children aside. You must make them feel open to asking even more. I think we as Jews often take for granted or forget perhaps that our tradition demands that we be engaged in asking meaningful questions, always with a sense of reverence and respect, of course. But that's what our tradition teaches us. Ask those questions. And for some religious traditions, questioning is the mark of a lack of faith. I often hear those interested in conversion to Judaism. They say that one reason they are so attracted to Judaism, and I hear this across the board, is that they're encouraged to ask about everything, from faith in God to ritual practices, from ethical situations to even medical guidance. Many carry with them the perception that their own religion discourages questioning of one's faith and traditions. For us as Jews, without good questions, there's no growth. There's no being Jewish. We have to have those questions. The ability to ask good and meaningful questions means that we are not enslaved to a world which must remain as it is. We are free to constantly question what is and to be creative in formulating those answers, new answers we hope that will enhance our lives with purpose and with growth. From Moses' words and the teachings of the rabbis, I pray that we can be reminded that challenging ourselves elevates us as well. And as we celebrate this special Shabbat, and as Shane becomes a bar mitzvah, we know he accepts his role in this chain of thinking and of questioning, of being a questioning Jew. And I challenge everyone to take some time this Shabbat to consider this precious gift of our tradition and to think of the questions that will help you grow as a Jew and as a human being. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to move forward into our evening service. We're going to ask Shane if you'll come on up, and you're going to be helping us through the evening service this evening. As we turn to page 40, Actually, 39A. Let's go to 39A. There you will find the formal beginning of our evening service, Mariv service. I'll ask if you're able to rise as we join together in Baruch Hu. Page 39A.
La 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 la.
מעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו על חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבי.
Amen. Page 40, you'll find Ahavat Olam as Orit leads us.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך. ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, ובהם נגן יומם ולילה. כי הם חיינו באורך ימינו, ובהם נגן יומם ולילה. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen. Page 41.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'yafta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha v'chayu הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננת ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובמלאכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו שותפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך.
We read together in the English, the left side on page 41. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your homes and upon your gates. We continue over on page 44. There you'll find Mi Chamocha, the words that our ancestors recited as they and sang as they left slavery, crossed over the Red Sea into freedom. We will see it in its context actually next week. Page 44, we join together.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedam kodesh norati hilot osefele norati hilot osefele malchutecha ramu v'necha bokei hayom lifnei Moshe.
Page 45, you'll find our second bracha after the Shema, our Hashkivenu prayer, our prayer that asks for shalom as we end the day and look forward to the new day. Page 45 in the English, if you'll join me. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Amen. Page 45 on the right.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, behovidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, behovidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu
46, if you'll rise as we join together as Shane leads us in Vishamru, our section from the book of Exodus, reminding us that the Shabbat is indeed an oath, a sign of the covenant we share with God. Page 46. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish, the middle of 46, as Shane leads us.
Yikadol v'ikadash shemei Rabba Be'amba divra kirotei v'yamich malchutei B'chayechon v'yamechon U'chayedecho Beit Yisrael Ba'agala ba'agala U'v'zmakarim Be'imeru Amen Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach Le'olam olam me'amaya Yibarach Yibarach V'ishtabach V'itpar V'itrama V'itnaseh V'itadar V'italev V'itala Shmei Dekudesha B'richu Leila B'kol B'chata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Gamiram B'alma V'meru Amen.
You'll find the silent Amidah for this evening beginning pages 47 through 52. As always, feel free to add your own personal thoughts to the words on the page, and when you're through, you are welcome to be seated. Page 51, you'll find Shalom Rav in the middle.
Shalom Rav ad Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav ad Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav ad Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim
We're taught to add our own personal words and thoughts to the words on the page. One way we do that in our community here is we turn to page 173. Here's where we add our special Misha Baruch, our prayer for healing. Certainly as we go through this COVID spike, we ask for healing for those who have been touched by COVID again. And certainly anyone in need of healing, whether it be spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, we recite these words with hope that we can find that refuah shlema, that full healing. Page 173 on the far left side, the words from Debbie Friedman and Dora Settle.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimoteinu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imoteinu mekor habracha la'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Refuah shlema. Page 54, if you'll turn back in your Siddur, there you will find Kaddish Shalem as Shane leads us.
Yikada v'yikdash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divra kirtei v'mechmachutei v'chayechonu v'yamechonu v'chayedocho be'Yisrael b'galav v'zman karim v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'olmei omaya. Yiparach v'yishtavach v'yitpar v'yitramah v'yinaseh v'yithadar v'yithalel v'yithalal shmei dekudesha brichu le'elam b'kol brechata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiram be'alma v'yimeru. Amen. Tikabal slotechon uvauchon decho Yisrael kadam avuchon dibeshmaya v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba mishamaya v'chayi alenu be'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru.
Amen. Page 55, we rise as we take a cup in hand of grape juice. Oh, give it to him. He's got it today. I'm off. He gets it. No, it's all yours. Page 55, you'll find Kiddush for Shabbat as we raise a cup of grape juice, in this case, little sweetness to sweeten our Shabbat and certainly to sweeten this wonderful occasion as we celebrate Shane becoming a bar mitzvah. Page 55.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'yahava v'ratzon hihilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit hihu yom tehila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu b'charta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yahava u'ratzon hichaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. You earned it. Take a sip. Page 56, we remain standing as Shane and Orit lead us in Aleinu 56.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol latet gedula leotzer bereshit shelo asanu kegoye haratzot velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama shelo sam helkenu kachem v'goralenu kechol hamona v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noter shamayim ve'yoseh haaretz u'moshav nikaro b'shamayim yima'al u'shrinatu zo v'gartei be'orim u'Eloheinu Eino emet malkeinu efes ulato kal katuv beTorato yadata yom mechashevota elevadma ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim b'shamayim ima'al v'ya'aretz
V'nema ye'aya Adonai
You are welcome to be seated. Oh, some great notes there. As we turn to page 58, there you'll find Kaddish Yatom, our Mourner's Kaddish. And as we recite Mourner's Kaddish today, we continue to give our hugs of support to those who are going through the Shloshim period. Tonight we continue to remember Ellen Peznornik, mother of Phil Landis, and Myrna Always, wife of Howard Always. We also mention the name of those whose yahrzeits occur today and in the week that will be coming: William Emmanuel Alterman, Howard Anderson, Abe Leon Argo, Rebecca Barrett, Joan Carol Bernstein, Aaron Block, Abraham Blucher, Isidore Brownstein, Israel Davis, Minnie Davis, Martin Epstein, Sam Friedman, Clara Schwartz Goldman, Jacob Halfant, Harry Halpin, Ralph Casper, Helen Francis Katzman, Rochelle Klepak, Morris Krakow, Edward Coopersmith, Sally Cohen-Lasky, Jack Lee, Leonard Lehrman, Nathan Aaron Lehrer, Ben Lyons, David Natishin, Herman Natishin, Aaron Mendoza Pearsall, Will Israel Rauch, Yitzchak Schweike, Anna Silberman, and Edward Wilk. Those reciting Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, again, you'll find it on page 58. As those who are reciting, if you will rise and join with me. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, B'alma divrach yirute b'yamlich malchute, B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'vchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulomei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You are welcome to be seated. We have a few announcements. We'll keep these brief and short. Don't forget to come back tomorrow morning. You've gotten a taste of it tonight. You're going to want to be back here tomorrow morning. I promise you will want to be here. As Shane is called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah. Are you showing up? Maybe. He says maybe. Yay. All right. You do definitely want to show up because you want to hear how what teaching he has. He has a wonderful Devar Torah. He's going to be reading Torah and guiding us through much of the service. And you already heard his voice tonight. So I think that if you want a little bit of feel of that Shabbat spirit, just have Shane sing for you. So we're so thrilled. Thank you for participating this evening. We look forward to tomorrow morning as we celebrate with you and your extended family. We hope you'll be here, 9:15 tomorrow. As always, don't forget, our morning minyan is on 7:30 on weekdays, Sundays at 9 a.m. This Sunday, we have, thankfully, an outdoor program, Tu B'Shvat Family Fun Day after Sunday school, 12:15 in the Cavi Family Pavilion, so everything will be out on this side, outdoors. Please join PJ Library and Agudas for a community-wide Tu B'Shvat celebration. You can enjoy a farmer's market complete with hay rides, crafts, and other outdoor surprises. So please plan to be here if you wish. It should be a beautiful afternoon, actually, a little warmer than tonight and tomorrow, but we'll take what we can get in terms of the weather. It should be a nice sunny day. Come join us for a little early Tu B'Shvat celebration. Also, Monday evening at 7 p.m., community author event. This is West Side Rising, is the book by Char Miller. It's our community has a focus on environmental sustainability through our Agudas Achim Social Action Chavara, and they have participated in organizing this community event. Maybe a little late to buy the book, but you can certainly join with the community and learn a little bit about the West Side Rising. It's a very interesting about environment here in San Antonio in particular. And again, that'll be at 7 o'clock Monday evening. You can consult your emails for the links and for the information you need to be able to join. Don't forget, next Shabbat is our Sisterhood Shabbat. Save the date. Come join us as the women of our congregation, our Sisterhood women, participate. Don't forget, you can still plant a tree in Israel as we anticipate the arrival of Tu B'Shvat. JNF's Tu B'Shvat tree sale campaign is going on. And again, you can see that in the handout for tomorrow that you will get if you're here. You can find it in a weekly email. You can find it on our Facebook page, a link to support Israel through the purchase of trees and planting of trees. Quick unfortunate announcement. Our afternoon of Jewish humor that was planned for January 23rd, we will be postponing that to a later date in the springtime so that we can do it in person, hopefully, after this rise in COVID cases in our community passes. That way we can be safe and laugh and enjoy together. So we will give you an exact date as soon as we know when that will be, but it will not be January 23rd. And finally, anyone who wishes to do a little learning with me, 7:30 on Wednesday evenings, and finishing up our Journey into Judaism class. We will be starting a new class January 26th on Zoom. And we will be going through the book Turning Points in Jewish History by Mark Rosenstein. We're going to explore pivotal themes and issues from our history that continue to touch us today as Jews. I think if you're interested, it will be a fabulous discussion each week, and everyone's welcome to join us. So you can RSVP to Jessica in the office if you need the Zoom link for that. And I suggest certainly to have the book, but you can come to the first class if you need and decide whether you want to continue on. But it's a fabulous book even to have in your Jewish library, Turning Points in Jewish History. So keep all of that in mind. As we conclude this evening, we want to thank Orit for being back here on the Bima to guide us through the evening service, guide us through Kabbalat Shabbat in the evening service, along with Shane. Thank you as always again. Michael, great to have you back in full form. Playing our percussion, and Anthony as well. We're glad to have you here. We appreciate you all adding to our Shabbat worship this evening. Are we doing a little Adon Olam, or are we doing Yigdal?
We're doing Adon Olam.
Adon Olam, that's what I thought. So page 211, you will find Adon Olam as we conclude this evening with a little Adon Olam. Again, 211. I want to thank also, not to forget, Phil in the back. He's back there ushering this evening. There he is. I couldn't find him. He finally sat down for 2 seconds. Yay! Thank you for all you do to make sure that we are here and safe here in the sanctuary. So thank you, Phil. Page 211, we conclude with Adon Olam.
Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach. Yitzir Nivram, Melech Nasa, B'Chetzoko, Azai Melech Shemon Yikra Adon Olam, Yacharei Kiplot HaKol, Levado Yimloch Nora Adon Olam, V'hu Haya, V'hu Hoveh, V'hu Yeh B'Tifara Adon Olam, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa B'Chetzoko, Azai Melech Shemon Yikra Adon Olam, V'hu Echad V'yesh Sheni, Lehamshilo Lehachbira Adon Olam, V'li Reishit, V'li Tachlit, V'lo Ha'oz V'ha'Yisra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra, Le'et Nasa B'Chetzoko, Azai Melech Shemon Yikra Adon Olam, V'hu Eli V'chai Yoavi, V'tzorchev Li B'Yetzara Adon Olam, V'hu Nisi Umanos Li, asher malav b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasav eftzamo azay melech shemo nikra adon olam mi'ado avkid ruchi mi'eti shan mi'ira adon olam mi'ruchi geviyati Adonai li'meloli ra Adon olam asher malav b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasav eftzamo azay melech shemo nikra Adon olam. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Hey, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Mazel tov.
I'm like, I want him to sing. Yes, in another year she's gonna have, oh my gosh. And he is not, did you hear that? He's not shy at all. Oh my god, I want to give you guys a hug, but here, I'm gonna
private stuff sounds like it's churchy. Safari is different from the drop. Unity music is different. Ever since I don't think I've ever heard it too. My younger daughter goes to Israel once a quarter for business. Because Google has a... I'm still married.
Still married since 2007. Spent 5 years. And so my whole mom choking, right? They like have them in the house. And then all of a sudden, husband's like, what did I get myself into? It's almost like it's kidnapped. Yeah, they're still married.
There's a nice side of Israel. You know?
They're very welcome.
I didn't say a word when your mother reacted to me suggesting your husband.
She's still like that. It's still for that.
Is it really?
You're right.
So this 80-year-old guy went to have a physical. Ladies, who had physical. And so next minute in the why are you here? I'm getting married. How old are you? And he said, she's 35. And he said, no, that's the 80-year-old is very fast. I said, sex could be physical. And so he said, what's your answer?
Terrible.
So this other lady marries an 80-year-old guy. found a new Brazilian restaurant in Renton. The deal is we're going to go at 4 or 5 before people get there. She likes those Brazilian steakhouse things. Is it in the room?
Well, it's just past the room. There's a Brazilian